Seriously, guys, how are you going to go wrong with this for 130 bucks? I don't know if you can. Hello, all you beautiful people. No beating around the bush. I'm not wearing a watch today because it's new watch day. Not just any new watch day. My first mechanical chronograph. Why this mechanical chronograph? Well, because it was cheap. I wanted to get into a manual wind chronograph for a long time now and still have my sights set on a Speedmaster, but not the thousands of dollars that one of those costs. This one, on the other hand, which is also my first ever purchase on AliExpress, which is why I'm saving the unboxing. I want to see how this thing came and I'm going to show it to you. This was 130 bucks. This watch is something I've looked at in the past and held off on. It was near $200 at the time, but when this thing hit the sale, it was $114 for the standard version. And for this version, which has an upgraded swan neck regulator, let's be honest, I just thought it was a cooler looking movement with that feature. So I paid the extra 16 bucks. It was $130 shipped to the door. It took quite a few weeks to get here. Let's be honest. This was not 2-day overnight with Amazon or anything like that, but it is here. So let's flip the camera, take a look at an unboxing and see what we get for our $130 in manual wind chronograph land. Let's see what we get from AliExpress. Obviously this is kind of wrapped up in a bubble mailer here. And once we get through that, we have, I was not expecting a plastic box like this. Okay, so we have a nice little plastic box. I don't know, I might be able to reuse this for something. I'm not gonna keep the watch in here, let's be honest. And this is a cool little thing, not expected. I thought it was gonna be chintzy, I thought it was gonna be cardboard. For this price point, I have some reservations because this box looks like it cost more than a couple of pennies. And when I'm spending like $100 on a watch, I kind of just want the packaging to cost a couple of pennies because that way I know every dollar possible went into the watch. But I guess we shall see what happens. Let's see if we can get those open. Yep, just flippy tabs. Okay, so we got our flippy tabs and we open that to see, okay, the watch in some bubble wrap. It's very anticlimactic, but you kind of see what we're looking at here, right? This is the Sugess, I believe they call it the Heritage Chrono. It seems that they've given me a metal bracelet too. This is cool. This was not in the item listing, so I appreciate that. I will take freebies. Sugess C-Stern. We have what looks to be a warranty card here. International warranty card. It doesn't say how long the warranty's for though. I guess you got to scan the QR code to figure out how long the warranty's for. Okay. Whatever you guys say, man. That's fine. And that's a nice little booklet. It's printed nicely. I mean, what are you supposed to do with a booklet? It's probably in a million different languages. It tells you how the watch works. That's fine. I think we'll figure it out on our own. So that's what you get. That's what you get in the package. I still think I'm going to be able to reuse this for something. I'm not sure. What do they call this? Is this Milanese type of bracelet? I don't know. Pause. I'm gonna look that up. Yep, that's exactly what they call it. It's Milanese or Milanese. I'm not sure what pronunciation you want to go with, but this seems decent. I'm not going to say it's high quality, but I mean, it feels nice and solid. It's wrapped in a whole bunch of plastic. I don't even know if I want to take the time to get that out, but they did give us some quick release spring bars there, which I very much appreciate. If I want to switch that over and play around with something like this, then maybe we will. Until then, it's just going to stay in the plastic because if you've been watching this channel, you know that I love pops of color, and this bad boy has pops of color. Let's see if we can get this out of the bubble wrap. There we are. We're still wrapped up in plastic, so we got some stuff to peel. I love peeling plastic. Let's see what we got here. This is a nice, what looks to be brushed stainless steel signed buckle on the strap which is nice. There's probably a better, easier way to go about this, but this is the way that I committed to, so that's the way we're peeling that plastic. Nice signed buckle there. I do appreciate that. Hey guys, Mike from the future here. I just want to interject a little bit as I've been wearing this beautiful baby for about a week now. There's some things that you don't notice in an unboxing when you're excited about a new watch that you do notice after you live with it for a while. So I do want to point out that while this buckle is nice and stainless steel and signed and all those good things, it is a brushed finish where the watch case is full polish. Now, that doesn't bug me too much. It resists scratches a little bit better. They don't show up as easily. I'm not commonly flipping this around and seeing what looks best and making sure it's all matchy-matchy. That's not me, so I don't mind it, but I absolutely can see how you might mind it. So keep that in mind. Also, I'm about to say that this strap is nice and compliant. Turns out, after a week, this is hands down the most comfortable strap I've ever worn on any watch. So it's the real deal. It's worth buying aftermarket. The strap is actually that good. So to fit that in for this price point, extra value adds there. Okay, back to the good stuff. So you're not just getting some off-the-rack, generic, not completely anyway. This feels extremely compliant. This is a nice rubber strap. Orange, passes the sniff test. That's nice. That's what we all came to see right there, but we're going to look at that later. This is a cool, I think they call it their heritage chrono. And I love the retro look of this thing. Let's take a minute. You know what? Just go ahead and cut to when this plastic actually comes off, because I'm not sure if it's going to be an easy job or not. Okay, turns out it wasn't that difficult of a job, but my brain was malfunctioning. So let's peel that plastic off the dial to expose that beautifulness. It looks like there's some more plastic underneath that we're going to have to peel off too. But what we really want to see, let's peel the plastic off of the back. And through the display case back, we can see a gorgeous manual wind movement. Now, don't get me wrong. I have no delusions of thinking that this is going to compete with anything that you get from a manufacturer like an Omega or a Patek Philippe, a Vacheron, an AP, Longanzona, something like that. All these brands that are famous for how beautifully finished their chronograph movements are. No, but you know what? At a distance, not a ton of a distance, like a foot away, this just looks gorgeous. And even when you move up close and get in there to some of those details, yeah, the chamfering is not going to be the best in the world. The finishing is not going to be the best in the world, but we're into this movement, my people, for $130. Are you absolutely kidding me here? This looks fantastic as long as it keeps half decent time. Spoiler alert, it keeps better than half decent time. I set this thing equal with a watch that I have with a high accuracy quartz movement in there. And over the past week, it's still within 1 minute of that movement. That is plenty good enough for me. You can see right here, I'll come in with the toothpick. That gold piece held down by those two blue screws, that is the swan neck regulator. That's what I paid an extra $14 for, because I feel like it broke up the what is that, the balance plate there. I don't know, I'm getting all these names wrong. I'm showing my ignorance, but that's okay. What a gorgeous movement on this. And speaking of the movement, we got a little bit of history to go through here, because this is not some cheap copy paste type of movement that you might think of when you think of Chinese made products. Oh no. So cut in right here. I'll keep showing you this gorgeous movement. And here's a voiceover of some of the things that this movement means and a little bit of the history behind it. This Seagull ST1901 is based on the Seagull ST19, which is a really nice looking column wheel chronograph movement. Its heritage goes back to 1961, when Venus, a Swiss manufacturer, sold all of his equipment, including machinery, and blueprints for this watch caliber and a whole lot of others to the Tianjin Watch Factory. Today, this modern watch has been updated from 17 to 19 joules, hence the ST19 moniker, and it beats away at 3 hertz or 21,600 beats per hour. All right, needless to say, I'm a fan of this. This is fantastic. And as I told my wife earlier when this thing got to the door, I said, I can't wait to switch this strap around and wear this thing upside down, because this is the only thing that I need to see. I am happy. As long as it runs, I'm happy. We got blue on the end of there. I feel like those are bits of plastic that come off. Let's see if that's the case, because I don't think those are supposed to be blue. Yeah, it seems that is plastic that comes off. No problem there. We'll go ahead and get that done off camera. And this is kind of the moneymaker, the thing that is face up. And we do have a bit of plastic to peel. Plastic coating. Here we go. Favorite part. Ah, yes. The Sugess Mechanical Chronograph. I like the colorway on this. I like hits of color. I like hits of orange especially. And the lightning bolt chronograph hand. I know a lot of people are turned off by the lightning bolt chronograph hand, but my late dog, who I lost last November, not this past November, but November 2022, his name was Zeus. He always wore a lightning bolt around his neck. This is kind of in tribute to him. So Zeus, here's your lightning bolt. It'll be on my wrist every so often. This is a really, high polished case, nothing super fancy going on there. This is just a good, solid watch design. When it comes to bang for the buck, I have a hard time believing that you're going to find something a whole lot better than this. Let's get the budget calipers out here and see if we can get some measurements for you. It seems that I need to re-zero my calipers. There we are. And now, diameter, we are at 40.3, so basically 40 big millimeters. That's spot on the spec. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Thickness is going to be at 13.21 millimeters thick. And then our lug to lug. This is the thing that I'm hoping makes it work for me, because 40 millimeters is a little bit smaller than I like to wear. 20 millimeters between the lugs. So a 20 millimeter strap. This is going to fit a whole lot of people really well, but I have an 8-inch wrist. And, I like watches a little bit bigger than that to actually fill out my wrist so they fit properly. But the lug to lug on this is 50.29 millimeters, 28 millimeters. So just over 50 millimeters lug to lug. I hope that helps when it comes to my 8-inch wrist, helping it fill out. And it seems like it looks pretty good. Normally I get a 40 millimeter or smaller watch, and I think it looks kind of puny. This is nice. It faces up nice. The bezel is kind of minimal. There's a lot of dial there. So there's a lot of presence for what you're getting. And it's just not very thick. It wears really nicely. So maybe this one is a keeper after all. Let us go ahead and hold on, we got a little schmutz on the crystal there. That is sapphire crystal also. And you can see that it is a domed sapphire crystal, if that's coming through. This is not something that just has a flat piece of sapphire on there. I mean, come on, bang for your buck, guys. Really, 130? Really? AliExpress? They got it to me safely. Let's see if it runs. Let's see that second's hand at 9 o'clock kick up as we wind it up here. There we go. The winding on this is very smooth. I don't hear anything, honestly. Yeah, let's kick this into high gear. So we are wound. We can see our seconds hand running. It's a nice sweep. I don't know what the VPH is, but I know this is a 3 hertz movement. So 6 ticks per second. And we'll see that now as we engage the chronograph to see how that bad boy works. Okay, good button press. Decently snappy. Everything seems to be working fine. Stops, restarts, stops, restarts. Okay, there's no play. There's no jumpiness. It just seems like it's keeping good time. Oh, the reset hand is a little smushy, a little spongy. Not exactly the nice click that the start-stop hand gives us. But there is a nice audible click, so that's kind of cool. And then here's the best part. So we got the balance going now, and you can see everything work when we start stop. Yeah, man, this is so cool. I'm not going to get into a bunch of the tech specs. I'm not going to get into a whole lot more detail than this. And you can see we got the nice quick release spring bars on the strap too. So thank you very much to Sugess for doing that. I can't help but to think that I got an absolute bargain with this thing. I'm not sure how they're selling it for that price. You can buy the movement alone for $75 to $80. But that does not include the swan neck regulator. So that's like an extra thing. So that means for the strap and the case and everything else, you're paying like $40 or $50. This is a really nice package. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Sorry, I'm just mesmerized by this movement. I want more shots of it. And if I want more shots of it, then there's probably some of you that want more shots of it. I'm absolutely in love with it. Not because I'm in awe and it's one of those things that you can't get anywhere else, because you absolutely can, just not at this price. This is incredible. Manual wind mechanical chronograph, $130, and your movement looks like this? Give me a break. I mean, if you want hand finishing, if you want hand polishing, go get that from a different brand. Go pay your few $1,000s. Get that from a different brand. There's nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, I'd like to own those one of these days too. Hopefully one of these days sooner rather than later. But for now, just to have a case back to absolutely get lost in, this ticks all those boxes. It's fantastic. Let's put it on wrist here and see how this fits my gorilla size 8-inch wrist, shall we? And here we are on my 8-inch wrist with some room to spare. I don't always get 2 free holes in the stock straps that come on things. I do usually remove this second keeper though, because I don't necessarily need it, but it fits in there nice and tight, so it's not flopping around or spinning around my wrist or anything like that. This is a really nice, compliant, soft rubber strap. It's very comfortable to wear. I'm gonna have a hard time not getting like 7 more straps to try on this thing, because a black calf skin, a brown vintage style leather, some other, I don't know about NATOs. I don't know if I want to increase the thickness as I'm wearing it with like a single or a double pass NATO, but maybe some nylon, some 2-piece nylon, 2-piece NATOs, I guess they call them, even though they're not really NATOs, but that's okay. This is just such a good looking watch. I can't say I'm unhappy. I can say it ain't going back. This one's definitely going in the watch box, and it's going to get some wrist time. This is exciting. I'm excited. Are you excited? Final thoughts. Seriously, guys, for $130, how do you go wrong with this? I don't think you do. I mean, if you can find it at this price, just grab it. Pick it up. This thing hits way above its weight class. Look at this. To get into that movement for that price, I mean, I don't know if it gets much better. Got a little issue going on with the crown there, trying to take off that blue plasticky stuff. It didn't come off quite as clean as I'd like it to. I got some more cleanup work to do on that. But that aside, I mean, come on. This is a beautiful piece that's going to get some wear. I don't know if it's going to get a ton of wear. I just don't know how often it's going to find my wrist. When I open the watch box and look inside, if I feel compelled to put this on, I will put this on. It's a gorgeous piece to look at. It's a cool piece to have in the collection. I really like all that about it. The value for money getting into a manually wound mechanical chronograph with just a feast for the eyes through the display caseback, I don't think that you're ever going to do a whole lot better than this. So pull the trigger with confidence if that's something that you're looking for. This isn't sponsored or anything. My first AliExpress purchase got here in one piece, which is great. I might be playing around with the Milanese bracelet as well. Thanks for tossing that in. Just extra value for money. So you have some other things to play around with. Until then, hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to. It's staying in the collection. It will not be going back. And that's about all I got for you this time. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you're still here. It helps the channel. I'd appreciate it. None of this is sponsored by anybody. It's funded from my own money. And I haven't had a video to post in a while because I can't afford to buy watches every day. So this is where I'm at. Let me know what you want to see me take a look at next. And until then, we will see you in the next one.